What if I told you there was a message from one of history's most powerful emperors, hidden in plain sight, just waiting for 2,500 years to be read? Well, today, we're decoding that very message. I want you to picture a sheer cliff face, hundreds of feet straight up in the air. Now imagine carving an enormous, incredibly detailed message into that rock. It's so high up that the carvers had to be suspended on scaffolding just to do the work. For centuries, this was just an unreadable monument. A silent testament to some forgotten power.
And that's the central mystery, isn't it? Who would go to all this extraordinary trouble, and why? What on earth was so crucial that it needed to outlast cities, languages, and maybe even entire civilizations?
To answer that, we've got to start with the riddle in the rock itself, that strange wedge-shaped writing it was all carved in. For most of human history, the meaning of this script, which we now call cuneiform, was completely lost. Scholars could see the thousands of little marks, but the voice behind them was totally silent. It was like having a lock without a key.
And just look at how complex this is. These aren't simple little pictures. This is a sophisticated writing system made up of thousands of individual marks, each one a piece of a much larger story. Cracking this code was a monumental challenge, partly because this one script was used to write several different ancient languages.
But after centuries, the code was finally cracked. And when it was, wow, a voice of unimaginable power and authority echoed right out of the past.
And there it is. The silent rock speaks, and it introduces itself, "I am Darius." But he's not just a king. He's the King of Kings. The sheer audacity of a title like that is just staggering. So who was this guy, Darius? Well, he was the ruler of the Persian Achaemenid Empire, which at its peak was the biggest empire the world had ever seen. We're not talking about a regional power here. This guy was a global superpower of his time.
But how does he justify having all this immense power? He doesn't say it's because he's the strongest or the smartest. No, the inscription reads, "By the grace of Ahura Mazda, I am king." This is a claim of divine right. He's saying the supreme god of his religion personally picked him to rule.
Okay, so now that he's established who he is, Darius moves on to exactly what he rules. He wants to make sure everyone for all time understands the sheer scale of his dominion.
He then begins a roll call of nations. You see, this inscription isn't just a story, it's basically a map of his power, etched right into the landscape for everyone to see. He's defining his world by listing all the parts of it that he controls. And just listen to this list for a second. We're going from the deserts of Arabia and Egypt, all the way to the mountains of Armenia and the plains of India. This wasn't one kingdom. It was a massive, multicultural empire that spanned 3 continents, all under a single ruler. And that really reveals the purpose here. Listing all these provinces was a political move. It was a message to his rivals, to his subjects, and to history itself, basically declaring, "I control all of this. I am the center of the world." But here's the thing. Darius was aiming for something much bigger than just bragging about his conquests. He was trying to build something that would last. He was actually creating a blueprint for his successors.
And here, the whole tone of the message shifts. After listing all his worldly power, Darius offers a prayer. He asks his god to protect the land from 3 things: an army, famine, and something he calls the lie. And that last one, that was personal for him. See, Darius seized the throne during a civil war with lots of competing claims. So for him, the lie was chaos, rebellion, and illegitimate rule. Stability was everything.
And right here, he lays out the deal for anyone who comes after him. He's essentially saying, look, if you take care of the people, if you protect them, then God's favor will stay with you, and your own family, your own dynasty will prosper forever. It's like a contract between the ruler, the people, and the divine. So this is it, his formula for a lasting empire. True power, he's arguing, doesn't just come from armies. It comes from divine favor, and you earn that by protecting your people. This is his guide to good government, carved right into a mountain. So when you put it all together, this incredible inscription is so much more than just a boast. It's a carefully crafted political blueprint designed to guide his empire for generations and generations after he was gone. Which leaves us with one final thought. When a ruler carves their story into a mountain for all time, are they just recording history? Or are they actually creating the most permanent, most imposing political ad the world has ever seen?